Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit more different. Today I have a special guest with me to look at some videos, so go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Polar Lion. I'm from Thailand. Yay.
Alright, and what do you do in Thailand?
My job is like full-time filmmakers. Yeah, I did film, like theater films, commercials, TV dramas, MV, something like that.
Right, so the kind of job that I want eventually.
Okay.
As far as I can tell, I haven't really done any films myself in quite a few years. But what we are going to do now is look at the projects and films and such that I have made. So basically, I have 3 films, well, 2 films and 1 TV episode. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is a film from about 2014. It was a 2-person project. Basically, our duty was to create a short film with no dialogue in it.
Okay.
And we basically had about 36 hours to create the whole thing as well.
What? Really?
Yeah. It was basically the first film I ever made. So this one is called A Day as a Musician. So that's the other guy. His name is Matt. I haven't talked to him in a long time. That's also my apartment back during when I was in university.
Uh-huh. Wow.
That's also his original guitar song that he wrote.
Uh-huh.
We just happened to use it for the film. And in case you didn't see there, he broke a guitar string he was shredding too hard.
Yeah.
Can you tell from all the posters on my wall that I'm a big nerd?
Yeah. I love posters.
I still have plenty of those back in the USA, back at home, by the way. I just didn't bring a lot of them to Taiwan or China. So now he doesn't have the right string for his guitar, so he has to go to the guitar store. And because this is a guitar store, obviously Big Loud Guitar has to be the background music. Because this is my first film ever, I was still trying to figure out how to do framing and shots and editing and all that.
Okay.
Oh, check this out. He totally did not swipe the card through the reader. He just swiped it above it so that it didn't actually pay for the strings. So we would pretend to buy new guitar strings. What do you think the apartment so far, by the way?
I think, well, this is like the musician room, truly musician room, because my room are messy like this.
Oh, it is?
It is. Wow, wait. His amp is broken? Oh.
He forgot to plug it in. Alright, after a short little jam session off screen, it's time to pack up and go to a gig. He does not know how to roll cable, by the way. Now this Abbey Underground place, it was pretty cool, basement level venue spot. Unfortunately it closed down, I think, during COVID, so yeah. And we got special permission to film there, and as you can see, he has no audience. But on must the show go on. There's the bartender.
You look at the camera, holy
Quick glance at the camera.
extra.
Alright, so that was A Day as a Musician. So, what did you think of my first ever film?
This is your first film, right?
Yeah.
Well, your first film is okay. So you were like production major or like so
Yeah, I was a film major, basically.
film major. Ah, okay. So you did all stuff by yourself, like
Well, we did half and half with writing the script and editing.
yeah.
And, well, the other guy, Matt, was the main actor. I was the behind-the-scenes camera operator. There was a weird... If you notice, there was a weird bit with the frames per second. It felt like very ghosty and stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened, because when we were filming it, it seemed like a perfect, like, 1080, 30 frames per second or whatever.
It's actually like from the timeline, you probably hit like interlace or something. It's probably from the timeline or when you export it, so it's gonna be like really interlaced like that.
Yeah, kind of sounds like what happened.
Well, for the story, I think, yeah, it's like, you know, right? You start from your rooms or something, and you found a crisis, so the guitar string are broken, and you don't have the spare string. But I wonder why, because usually when you change the guitar string, you need to change all of it, not the one string, because he have like the whole packs of it, but he lose only one string. It's kind of like something like that to me. He's like solo musician, right?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So his job are playing like in that club every day or something.
I wouldn't say that was his job. This is a very simple script. There wasn't a whole lot of detail that went into this. Like, we wrote the whole thing in like 15 minutes and then just started filming.
15 minutes?
Because again, you know. Yeah, because again, like, we had 36 hours to do this whole thing.
Holy shit. Like, treatment, production, post-production, right? For 36 hours.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we had equipment that we could borrow from the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, preparing stuff, editing something, like, total 36 hours.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough for doing the film, I can say. Yeah, but your first film is nice. Anyway, like, you know how to, like, use the camera angle or something, but
really?
Yeah, but you didn't use the camera movement much in the first film. It's fine. And you use a little bit, like, too many angles, like, from the scene that he walked down to the stair. Actually, you can use only one cut and then cut to the other scenes. You use like three shot. I think it's like waste of the time, something like that, because the audience know that, okay, he going down, right? You can maybe use like wide shot or something, like he walked down and then cut to the exhibit, to the guitar shop or something like that. Can I have one question for that, like, one day films?
Yes.
How do you get the location? So you need to pay the location, or they give you for free?
Well, there were only like 3 locations, one of which was my apartment. The other was a guitar store. We just talked it over and told them we were student filmmakers and such. And the third one, the Matt guy was friends with the bar owner, so we basically got, yeah.
Well, good choice, because from I heard, like, the location you need to go film, mostly they're gonna charge you for money, no matter what.
Oh.
Right? For me, like, when I was in film school, I try hard to, like, ask for the location, but at least we need to pay a little for, like, extra charge, something like that. But we had to find like a free location for filming, something like that. I'm surprised that you make a film like from 2 people and then you manage to find the exactly location that you need to film, like the guitar shop and then like the bar or something like that. So you find the bar and you find the location first, or you make the script first? I wonder.
We wrote the script first and then sorted out the details later, you know.
So wow, that's impressed me. I thought because, like, mostly like we need to pay a little or something for the location, but you got it for free. Nice.
Yeah. Now the next thing we're going to look at is one of my senior production classes. So basically the whole class was dedicated to creating this mini TV series that would actually show on the university broadcast system. So it was called Face the Generation. It's just different topics that the current generation of the 2016 college kids and whatnot, how their experiences were different from past generations. And for this one, I got to be the director of the episode as it's credited. I also edited one of the segments. I did voiceover for some of it. But it was a whole class project, so there was a lot of hands in this. So some of the styles might be a little bit different.
I see.
And it's also 30 minutes long. The topic for this episode is the creative process. Oh, I also made this intro and outro music as well.
Oh, nice.
All this footage was not from me. This was from someone else, by the way. But it's a pretty good little overview of the campus.
Here at UNT, we see the auditorium building, currently home to the creative writing department.
I needed to work on my voiceover. It sounded kind of stilted.
It's okay.
So based on this lighting, what time of day do you think this was?
You mean what kind of shot?
Yeah, what time of day was it?
You mean this shot, right? What time is it?
Yeah.
I think it's
for
like,
example, in my last
I don't know, it's night?
story that I wrote for a class, I wrote it from
These are all day
the
shots.
point
It
of
was
view
just
of
so
two
poorly lit
orphans
for some
in
reason.
China, and I don't know
I
why
thought it was
came
night
up with
because
that
like
idea.
the background
I guess I
are
just wanted to know
pretty
more
black, and
about
then
China.
they open the
It
light
was-
and then
it
they
was
use like
difficult 'cause I
tungsten
don't know
light
anything
for.
about
I thought it
China
was like
Android
the
writing.
night shot.
Finding
But the shot that I saw is
yeah.
like they have like window light from, but I'm not sure, so I'm guessing it's
Also,
a
this shot I
night
could
yeah.
not get focused on the camera.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what exactly to film
music or whatever,
as
you know,
B-roll, so I
and
just
it's the
did a
same
bunch of
way in writing.
zoom in, zoom outs
A
of
lot
him
stuff has
typing and
already
stuff.
been done, so a lot
Yeah.
of people, like, try about
Kind of wish I got a
certain things or,
smoother, like,
you know, certain things would just be
movements with the
inappropriate
little
to write
tripod
about.
there.
People can do that whenever they want.
It's
today,
fine. You can
but
use
back
like
then,
handheld or something.
you know,
It's totally
it would
fine.
be censored a lot more.
I don't know, usually when I use
Whatever,
handheld,
you
it gets a
know, so
little bit
there's a
shaky.
lot more
Because the camera is too light, you can
of
actually you need
what
to know
people
how to
write
hold the camera
today
like
than there was
3-point of
back then.
contact at
But
least something.
nowadays,
But
you can
that's a
see
technician, so I think
saying things like
for the
reading,
storytelling, the
writing have
shaking,
gone down.
it's okay. It's
That
fine.
novels are a dying genre.
Yeah, also,
According
these
to
cameras
Filmmaker,
were
it's
like
never been more
10,
alive.
10
People
50
always
kilograms
go
or
right.
something. They were pretty heavy. They were like,
Is that broadcasting camera?
We
yeah,
naturally
these were
want to
broadcast.
do. We wanna
Uh,
write,
standard
we wanna get
cameras.
out our thoughts, and we
Yeah,
wanna
yeah.
be creative. I used to
You
read
forgot
all the
to
time
focus
because
on the
I like
subject.
Yeah,
and I like to
it's like you
read,
need to take a drink every time I do
and
that.
like to write.
Even streamed media like I think it's a great thing to hear that creative writing is still a big part of this generation.
Zoom.
Another recognizable form of art.
Today we're here with Jessica.
Alright, so
Berg,
this was
who
our
is a
experiment
who's
with
also
3
an artist.
camera setup.
Jessica, welcome.
Uh-huh.
What made you want to start learning the guitar and the ukulele?
If you can tell, the white balance is off
Yeah.
on one of these
Have you
cameras.
ever used any
I
newer
can tell, yeah.
technologies or websites in order?
Like the close-up shots, they're pretty much the same. But then when it gets up to the wide shot, also that's her name again. We just keep flashing it on screen just in case people forget.
Yeah.
I can't tell. Is this shot like tilted wrong?
Since you brought up Facebook, have you ever gone onto Facebook
Yeah.
Wide-angle shot?
and found something that
It's
has
like-
inspired
like
creative
your composition
process?
is
Have you ever
pretty
found, say,
off.
someone
I think the trouble was just trying to coordinate with 3 other camera operators as a director. As I was directing all of this, by the way, I was sweating bullets trying to get everything right.
I know you're
Just
feeling it,
quick
I know
on the
feeling it.
fly
Yeah.
because these segments were all on the fly, no
And
retakes.
if you
Yeah,
had
yeah,
to
yeah.
select just only
It's
one,
like
would it be
documentary,
guitar
so
or
one
the
take,
ukulele
you
version?
do it everything
Supposed
like
to be
in
honest.
one take, like the real
I love the guitar.
program,
but I
like
love
Right,
the
yeah.
TV shows.
small, and you know you don't really have to stretch your fingers that much.
Is that in your
on the
school
keyboard.
studios?
So, I love the guitar, and I'm.
Yeah,
grateful
this
for
is
the
our little
foundation
studio
of
that we
the
had.
ukulele.
Ah.
That's all the time we have.
Actually, there was
Jessica,
2
thank you for
studios. This was
coming
like
by.
Studio B.
Oh, sh
Yeah.
Jessica
Well,
really does
now
know
here's
how to
for
find
our
inspiration
creative
when
green
she plays her
screen
guitar.
Yeah.
music video-esque
Also
kind of a
found
thing.
secret in-
It's about kind of like
So we tried to do different camera angles during this interview, but because the background is the same green screen image, it just
Yeah.
looks odd.
Well, I'm really
through the whole
excited to hear
thing.
it. I'm sure it's gonna be
Well,
amazing.
you
Sorry
using
to
the
hear stuff is something
OB
that's
switching
about-
or
Hey,
you
created
editing
something
like
great,
later?
so I'm glad to hear it.
No, this was all live.
like light switcher, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know me, do I know you?
This guy's a really good singer and player, by the way.
Yeah.
I checked him out. He has a couple songs on Spotify, but like,
Alright.
seems like he hasn't really done much.
In my heart, and you tore it apart.
I guess I probably should have. Oh, here's the crane shot. Camera 4.
Yeah. Is that Ken shot?
It's also not in
I
focus.
think it's like the dolly shot or something.
And there he goes. Bye bye.
What is that?
I'm not sure how we were getting that weird ghosting like image of like surrounding him.
Because
like,
of the lighting, so if it's not
Yeah,
like equal,
probably.
so the green screen not gonna work. It's work, but it's gonna be like that.
I give up, I've run out of love.
His voice.
I give up. Enough is enough. Gave you trust in my heart, and you
I don't know. I think it's kind of artsy to have it on the microphone and stuff.
Yeah.
I give up. We are done. All you have.
See, I don't know if there's a zoom out after his song or not. I don't remember, but there might be, just because that was part of our style that we were going for, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And you tore it apart. Gave you trust in my heart, and you tore it apart.
Now that right there is a coffee shop jam.
Well,
It's wonderful.
this section you know how to use the
Beautiful.
camera movement, camera angles, but you choose the background wrong. I think it's gonna be better if you use like the plain or like dedicated background instead of green screen.
Yeah.
Because when you like use
use
your zoom lens for the like move, how to say? Oh,
Okay. Yeah, here's another musician.
wow.
I want all of those guitars.
Go buy it.
Randomly, I'll have a melody just randomly sneak into my head, and it won't get out.
Got to turning his mic on or something?
Actually, I did help film and light this. I did not edit this. So those weird jumps there, like that was not me.
Oh, it's fine.
So these shots are better lit, but like it's not consistent.
Uh-huh.
Get you a drum set.
Actually, I think you guys use the harsh light in every shot that I look to it, like from start to the till now, everything like is kind of harsh light.
And it just
Look at the shadows, like
more and more, even after
it's
I do
pretty strong.
Yeah, this is our first attempts at lighting,
Like
I
most
suppose.
musicians,
3-point lighting, I think.
you-
I think that's what they were trying to drill
inspired me in
during
different
this
ways.
class.
Oh,
I don't remember if we mic'd this guy or not because this audio is very...
well, that's what I was talking about. I saw the mic, but I think they forgot to turn on. I saw the lav mic in his middle chase, but I think he forgot. He maybe
Social media,
the camera operator or sound guy probably
how I
chose the
create
wrong
music.
input.
Facebook,
That's why.
Right.
I think because they didn't warn the headphone. Look at the middle of the shirts. They have like the lavalier mic attached,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but no sound.
use it to help distribute.
It's like direct from the camera mic.
I oftentimes will use Facebook in order to send videos to friends.
So you can tell this was 2016 or 2015 because there's a lot more talk about Facebook.
Yeah.
I do like this shot.
Since
Green
technology
screen
has become
time.
so influential in the creative process.
Today. So, Bree, what was your inspiration to go towards designing advertisements?
So some of the hosts for this segment were better at being an interview personality than others.
Yeah.
And also, for some reason, some of these shots look a little bit more sharpened than others.
Huh?
I usually use Instagram.
I don't know if that was something with like the color or the tone from each camera.
I think
Yeah, see here?
Okay.
because like the critical focus, I think.
Create your advertisements, or do you prefer
Some camera
using
are
a
like
pencil
a
and
little bit
paper?
off
Well, I've been
for the
trained both
focus.
ways.
Yeah,
figure out what I really want
it's
to
strange
do,
if
but
some of these look like the camera was tilted
Do you
slightly
ever
off,
use
just because these are all
technology
on
such as social
stands
media to find
that you could move
inspiration for
around
your
and
work?
stuff.
Well, you forgot
social media
to
right
adjust the
moment.
bubbles.
So I use my own website.
They have a
and
bubble.
That could be it, yeah.
Full control of where my images are going.
They
I didn't
can
know
Well,
like,
that.
I didn't forget to adjust the bubble. The
Have you
camera
ever
op
shared your
did.
work through
Oh,
digital
yeah.
technology?
I
but
share
if
it
you
through
look at the
my,
screen, you probably know
Tumblr,
like
and I share it through
for
my
me as
website, and
like
I
the
share it
director, so
through
I'm gonna
Pinterest.
looking
Okay.
each like camera
you
screen
looking
first, and
into
then oh, the
advertising at a
guy
professional
forgot
level?
to align the horizontal or
Most
something.
definitely.
So I'm
I'm
gonna
already interning
tell
at
him
agency
before I be
Entourage,
shooting
that way I
something.
can work with real clients
Just
in
something
the
you kind of
DMV
overlook
area
when
as
you're
well as the region.
nervously trying to go through a
Why are
live
you
segment.
wanting to get
Yeah,
into the
I understand
professional
that.
level advertising
These
and
questions,
or
by the way,
sharing
you had to
advertisements
like
easier
write
or
them
harder?
yourself,
It's made it,
depending
like,
on if you were
both
directing or
easier
if you
and
were
harder because
Oh wow.
hosting the interview.
is so
Uh-huh.
critical.
So eventually we'll get to one interview where I had to write the questions because I invited the guest
and what
onto
about
the show.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Bree, for coming today, and I thank you for your time, and thank you for the show.
Thank you for the show.
With computers being more.
So this is the interview where I wrote the questions. Kind of wish we could change these graphics on the lower third a little bit, so where maybe we could change it to the right for the interviewer and then to the left for the interviewee instead of being on the same
Yeah.
area. Just a little confusing.
I understand that.
Check out her shoes, by the way. Oh, she's got an Assassin's Creed necklace too.
Yeah.
So when I was at this university, this girl was part of my brony club. We had a whole school
Oh.
club for bronies. Yeah, My Little Pony fans.
Ah, okay, okay.
You actually have quite a few stories about the brony club.
Uh-huh.
When we were trying to recruit for our club, we got someone who got a little confused and thought we were a brownie club.
Uh-huh.
The freedom to make
Brownie
Uh,
club?
he-
because traditional media
Yeah,
you can do a
like we
whole
were all
lot
about
with,
brownies
but
and stuff.
technology, you can just do almost anything
But no,
you
we
want
were
to
just
using any sort of technology.
non-culinary My Little Pony fans. Well, some of us could cook. Not all of us could.
It's a weird little microchip thing that's called a makey that you can make anything interactive. with
Makey,
it,
makey.
so
What is
it's
this?
a lot of I've made an installation using video. I've used
Switch.
Switch.
There we go.
To make a video that,
I don't know why there was
changes
the
when you
delay.
watch
I
it.
just thought I watched a
I've
couple
made
of
sound
3-camera
art
interviews
that
beforehand
every time you
as
start
for
it, it
research.
changes every
Yeah.
time
So I was like,
you open
okay,
the program,
when
so it's
how
never the
how did
same
they do the
again.
delay? How do they do the switches?
Well, it's actually if you were far enough, like in a different room, you're not gonna notice the delay because you're not gonna hear the real-time voice they're talking about. You're gonna hear from like the headphones, so it's not gonna be a problem.
The freedom aspect.
But if
There is
you-
that aspect, yeah.
because
Yeah, but if
it's
you are pretty
so
close to the set, you probably
different
notice the
to
delay,
me
like
that
maybe like
everyone kinda
2 frames,
has
3
to go
frames,
with the
4
flow
frames, something like that.
and makes-
Here's
really
another crane
appreciate
zoom
it.
out.
Alright, you have
We were a big fan of these.
But you were
That's our
too-
whole set.
Wait,
But yeah, cooking was always something
what the
that
heck?
I was just excited
Oh,
about.
it's
So
a
now we're going
cutaway.
into cooking and how that's a creative process.
Well, you changed the scene already, but you don't have like interlude or something.
We had a limited amount of scenery to use for.
Ah.
We had a green screen. We had a brick wall.
This
Uh,
is Claire.
That was about it.
There's lots of
So having
color
cooking as a
and
creative
vibrant
process is a bit of a stretch. And we
Uh-huh.
got like marks off for that.
Creative process when it comes to
Aw.
cooking.
But like we had to find
So
something.
with cooking, I feel like the
Ah,
creative process
right.
is figuring out different things that would go together and figuring out
What?
what
She was a
works,
really
or,
good
like,
cook, by the way.
just
She
having fun
ended
with
up
it,
giving us
just
some sort of
experimenting with
shrimp,
different types of
spaghetti,
Nice.
scampi
Over
kind of
here,
a thing.
we have our shallots
It
and
was
our garlic.
it was so good. That was the best part of the interview.
Ah.
sun-dried tomatoes. Put a seasoning
Goes
in
away
the top,
good.
like, bam! And I was like, yeah, this is so awesome.
You forgot to turn on the light.
And
We asked.
Well,
how's
we did
cooking
turn on the
different
light.
for the millennial generation.
Some of the lights.
I think you probably like
so
you
now
forgot
we have a
to like
wide
clear the
variety
ending or
of
something.
foods
It's too dark
to
for this scene. honestly.
Yeah, the color temperature, the
There's
contrast.
different diets that are out now as well. There's different.
Color tema fine, but I think it's like underexposed for maybe two stop,
So basic
2 to 3
things
stop,
you know,
like
everybody wearing chicken,
pretty dark.
beef,
Kinda wish we
but,
did something about the shadows in the
changes to
background,
your
too.
diet and, what you eat or the
Uh-huh.
lifestyle.
So you can
popular
see the
to eat,
umbra and penumbra.
Organic food,
Yeah.
or to eat freshly made food, freshly grown
Shrimps.
food.
And this is why Claire decided to pursue
yeah.
a second.
You need to come here
But
so
for Claire,
I can bring you to
making
the
good
big
food
prawn.
isn't solely
Liver
dependent on the
prawn.
educational background
So
of the
big,
chef,
so good.
but
Oh,
their
spaghetti.
ability to be creative and artistic.
Look at how she
So it's a
presents
art
that
form.
she
It's
is a
lot
pro.
of, creative
Yeah.
thinking. It's a lot of,
For me, I think if you want
going
to
out
make
and
this look
looking,
very
searching
cool,
for
you need to
different
use the
doing
high keys
research
for the
and then-
lighting.
So cooking,
I mean,
just
for
a
the
lot
Yeah.
goes
cooking,
into it that
like
a lot of people maybe
shows,
don't
you
realize.
probably fill up more
And,
lights on
I
it.
think
Sorry,
what
I'm making you
Claire
hungry.
did is
It's
Oh
so
my
like dinner
gosh.
time over in Thailand,
obviously
so
affects
sorry.
Yeah.
Claire is proof that the creative process is not
Don't worry,
just
we have
limited
another
to
video after
performance
this.
It's fine.
We hope that this program has helped to open your mind and helped you to also face this generation. I'm Kelsey Solis, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, see, that was our green screen.
Yeah, I know it's the first time it's green screen.
There's a view of our whole studio filming location. I like the guy rocking out to the music. And yeah, it did play through the headphones as we were filming this.
Yeah. So how many crews in the video again? 20?
It was like 20 or something students.
Ah, nice. Everything is good. If this was shot in like 6 years ago, right? While you were studying the film.
Yeah, like 5 years ago.
Well, compared from the first video you showed me to this, the first video is like short film, but this one is like the documentary film.
Yeah.
It's kind of different styles.
We had the big TV cameras to use and such.
So you direct all the stuff by yourself, right?
I was in the director's position during the live segments.
Ah, okay.
And some of the like the little music performance and the 3-point camera sections. That's where I was directing. Yeah.
Like you were in charge of the OB sessions.
Just calling out orders here and there. Cut to camera 2, cut to camera 3, get ready camera 1, all that.
Do the teacher let you try the equipment first before you shooting, or you just like, okay, do it like first?
I mean, we had a bit of a practice session before we started doing the actual filming. But we would test out shots and get stuff ready before filming to reel.
Well, it's decent, so it's like a little bit mistake that I noticed in this video by like the white balance, right? Exposure, like leveling, and you choose the wrong background in the live music station. I think it's probably do a little bit more better if you use like the plain background or like the normal set instead of the green screen.
Yeah.
Because when you zoom in for make it's like dramatic, right? The background still the same, but you know what I mean? Like it's kind of weird.
Oh, I'll have to tell that to me 5 years ago.
It's fine. I think you were I think your skill are a lot better than like 5 years ago from now.
Yeah, I like to hope so. I like to think so.
Well, for the students' work is very good. I mean, in my university, right? For me, I'm major as a film, not the broadcast one. We don't get like the big broadcasting camera. The teacher teach us for filming. Like we think different or something, but we have like the broadcast like class also, which is like they're gonna let us use like the broadcast camera and the studios. But sadly, I don't use that kind of stuff because I'm major in film.
That's interesting because like the broadcast and film standard cameras, we had a good selection of both of them, plus some other ones that the teachers wanted us to use. Moving on, this is our last one. This is my thesis short documentary film that I even sent to a film fest for short films.
Nice.
It got the award for best documentary short.
Wow. I think you were very good at documentary films for sure.
Yeah, for some reason I just kind of gravitated toward it just because like the idea of examining and filming something and going deep into it, like for some reason that kind of caught my mind. Also, this is probably the film where I exposed my furry side to a bunch of people at my university.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this film is called...
Is that in that time the furry stuff are well known already or not?
Somewhat. I mean, Yeah. This
So-
was around 2016, so
2016.
yeah.
Okay.
It may have been a little bit unknown to my class of documentary film students, but I think I did a pretty good job with the help of the professor. This was a one-man project, actually.
What? Really? One man again?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought the thesis was like you need to like have a crew like 30 plus people.
What, for a little 15-minute documentary film? No, man. This is all.
Oh.
This is either a one-person or a two-person project for each of these short films.
Well, my thesis was like 35 people for 10 minutes short movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you can tell this one is done by one person. I'm going to start the film now.
Okay.
I did all the music, by the way.
Eh? Oh, we'll start by Ferry. Okay.
Also, for this documentary, I opted not to use any voiceover and just let all of the video talk for itself.
You mean like
with very minimal
ambient dialogue, right?
text as well. Check out the default Adobe Premiere text.
You know, he represents me in general.
I didn't know nothing about fonts. What do you mean?
It's fine.
Now, with this footage from the little furry meetup, I actually shot this with a 3 or 4 year old camcorder.
Yeah.
I couldn't find I didn't have the time to get a permission to use a film standard camera, so I went with the 1080i 30 FPS
It's fine.
standard.
Looks cool
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, it looks pretty decent for a cruddy little camcorder I got secondhand. By the way, this was the little furry monthly meetup that I think I mentioned during. I don't know if I mentioned this meetup during our podcast.
I think I heard that.
Yeah.
Place to hang out.
Wow.
Like-minded people. Some do art.
So good.
Some play cards.
Headlet. Through the magic.
Look at him get down.
Where's his pay? You cannot do this in Japan.
I know. I heard from Sherbert that he had trouble with filming just because he had to get permission from like the government, Japanese government themselves.
If you're gonna film like this, you're gonna blur everyone that you don't ask. Luckily, I'm like well known. I mean, people are okay with me, but if they're not gonna ask me for deleting something.
So this one was shot with the film standard camera.
Honestly, I think the quality is probably the same.
Yeah, oddly enough.
Yeah. Like a broadcast camera, right? Like this one?
This was like a Panasonic HMC50 something.
It looks like very like fun event.
Maybe
So cute.
I tried to get as much shots as I could of like fursuiters being cute because that's always very that's always eye candy, you know.
Yeah.
I always have the urge to
That was a shot of our.
Insert.
I don't know if those were blue bonnets or not, but that was some sort of blue plant that's native to Texas.
long enough, you could get
Not
to a
not
point
lavender,
where
right?
you see like yourself in
It
a
looks
different
like
role.
lavender, yeah.
And you've grown up
So
on
I can
things
mention
like
something about
Disney movies.
this interviewee.
And
I
it
forget
really,
what pronouns
like,
they use.
thought it was
I
really
tried to get
cool,
them
and
to
then I
sign a
saw
release
first
form
I was like,
because
wow,
that's what they usually do
act like an animal
with the
yourself.
professional film and all that. And like nonchalant about actually putting down a signature. It's like, you can do it. It's like, no, I don't want to forge your signature. That's kind of illegal.
Yeah.
That's where, you know, pull and hang out pretty much. It's pretty straightforward, you know.
How are you? Give me another hug.
No one really seems to mind.
I got to bring a whole big camera to a furry bowling meetup. Everyone was okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, do you bring like a broadcast camera for this kind of event?
No, this was just for the film.
Oh, nice.
The only difference is the costumes, you know.
I liked all the bowling shots I got. And here is
Texas Furry Fiesta.
one of the Texas Furry Fiesta locations.
So huge.
Oh yeah.
Holy.
And,
So is that your friend?
furries and people who like
Yeah,
furries
that was a
can
local
go
friend.
and hang out, meet new
We haven't
friends,
really
go
talked
to
in a while, but
panels
yeah.
and shows.
Kiss the
buy
cream,
stuff from the
for
dealer's
sure.
den, go
It was hard to get this person's audio just because it was in the dealer's den.
I understand
and it was very loud.
Well, and it's far away from the camera actually. You didn't mic. I think
I don't
it's
think
like
I had
on
the
camera
proper
microphone. This one.
Lav mic or whatever to do that, so I think it was mostly on camera. No wait, it was like a shotgun mic, I think.
Yeah. Is that broadcast camera, right? This one?
Yeah.
You forgot to focus again. Back focus.
I think the people I ended up interviewing at the convention were also basically friends or close friends at that point. This is
okay.
First Science, by the way.
Nice.
It was hard to film and do proper lighting at this convention, by the way, just because hotel lighting is a little bit inconsistent.
Agreed.
And I didn't have anything like any lights that could attach, like LED lights that could attach to the camera, so...
From the shadow I saw from your camera is huge. Oh, it's a pony, right?
People who are, but then once they get in that fursuit, if they have one, they open up pretty quickly. Since there's a lot more.
This is actually a song that I did not compose, but a friend of mine did like a little piano cover of Try Everything from Zootopia, so I thought this would be a good inclusion for this scene.
They just want to be your friend and they just want to hug you.
Or I really like this suitor, and let's see, this is City Mutt Fursuits.
Yeah.
My name is Derek Cron. I'm the current operations director of the Center for Animal Research and Education.
This was also shot in the same dealer's den area. But the audio is somehow a lot better, I guess just because there were less people crowded around this area. This is all handheld, by the way. And here's the fursuit parade.
They're more open about their sexual
This is the segment where I got to show a bunch of semi-lewd artwork and got away with it.
Usually does it. It's just perceived as that because,
That one's actually lewd, I just cropped it. Here's two lesbians making out.
Brave dance.
Here's the furry dance scene where I got to edit over with my own dance music because I didn't know if the song was copyrighted or not.
Oh, wow.
And I think I edited it in pretty well to where it sounds authentic.
I think it's important just in general to have fun in life. Life's too short to, not have fun.
And credits. Director, editor, writer, producer, camera op.
One-man band.
Yeah. Special thanks to everything and you, audience.
Nice.
That was my film lineup.
Well, I can say your skill upgrade from the first video. So now you know how the lighting, which is a lot better than like the previous documentaries. Maybe that you're not gonna you didn't film that one, but yeah, from the first video to this video, I think your lighting a little bit better in the interview scene in like your friends. And then you now you have like the camera movement, and you can you are braving for zoom in or something. You can brave for working with the like the cameras. But the first like film, you are just let the camera sit in the tripod and then film.
Right.
And the editing stuff, I think, is like a lot better than like the two previous video, because now you were like you align the story from like your friends, and you have the inserts. It's make the video are like when he speak, you are put the inserts in the video, so it's make the people still interesting in your video. Like, okay, he speak this kind of story, and then you put the pictures of it, and then now people or the audience know that okay, he speak to this story, something like that, which is pretty good. And you were interview the like non-furry guys, like the bowling member. I think he's like, how do you going and ask him to interview, right? Like
yeah, it was just
nice.
I just basically told him I was doing a little film about the people gathering in costumes and other weirdos and stuff, and he was like, okay, yeah, I'll talk about it.
Nice, interesting. This thesis, right? And you did it all by yourself. Bravo. Wow. So okay, now I know you're very good for like documentary film.
Yeah, please hire me, please.
You need to hire me.
Oh, I need to hire you?
Because in Thailand we work pretty hard. From what I saw from your Fermit video, it's a documentary film instead of like highlight films. So that means you are like lovely to put every stuff and then put it together and then want the audience see like how it goes instead of like the capture the moments, right? Nice, because it's very little people that filming like and making like the documentary films and in the con. It's not about like the movie that you make it like, but I'm talking about like at the FurCon they have like the people just photo only, right? Filming, but the filming they have like many different kind of people. Like for you, I think you were like building like the episode of like, okay, we are in like this convention and you're gonna like lead the people to the con, like every like event. But for me itself, I just like only the emotional part and then put in the video for 3 minutes. That's it. And mostly people are trained to do that, but not many people that making like the documentary furry convention video. So which is good. I like it. Like when you rewatch it, like you know what I mean, right? When the con end and you watch the video, like it's make a lot of PCD back to us. Yeah, let me find it.
Yeah, it is definitely an art form to get this to film it like a story instead of just making it a highlight reel, as you said. Thank you, Polar, for joining me. Now is a good stopping point. Thanks again for joining me for this video. I appreciate your expertise and advice and all that.
My pleasure.
All right, so this has been Lightning Runner and Polar the Lion. Signing off for now. Goodbye.
Please subscribe for this channel.